First 24 hours, we'll see that over half of the views came from browse. As I said earlier, videos can live in multiple buckets at one time, and I expect this one to do the same, at least at first. But let me show you an example of a video we made that was basically only designed to live in browse for a short period of time. I titled this video, "Millions of Channels Just Unlocked This." And as you can see today, it's not really doing much. But when it was first published, it was one of our top performing videos at the time, with over 22,000 views in its first 24 hours. The story behind that video is that YouTube announced the YouTube community tab was going to be unlocked for creators at 500 subscribers rather than 1,000. It was a very exciting announcement, but one I knew people wouldn't really be searching for. So I immediately went for the emotional pull when I created that video. I had two goals when I made that YouTube video. One was to update people about a breaking YouTube news story, and the other was to get them excited about a new feature that I know a lot of people don't really appreciate enough on YouTube. So to quickly recap before getting into step 3, search-driven videos are helpful for people finding you for the very first time. Videos with that more emotional pull help people who found you for that first time have some sort of interest in other types of videos you make in your channel, thus watching you for a second, third, and fourth time. Step 3 for getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube is going to be about getting people to watch more than one of your videos in one sitting. Let's create some binge sessions. And we're going to do this by leveraging end screens and pinned comments in your video. This is probably the easiest step we're going to cover today. And if you've already been making videos and you have a whole library of them, after you watch this, you can go in and start setting this up for yourself. When recording videos, what I want you to get in the habit of doing from now on is, instead of having a boring outro screen, I want you to invite people to watch the next video. Specifically, the next video that's going to be relevant to them. How do I know if a video is relevant to the audience that is watching the current video? Great question. If they're watching the current video, they're going to want to watch something similar next. So to do this at peak efficiency, what you want to do is know exactly which video you're going to push people to before you start recording. If you want to see an example of how this is done, just stay tuned to the end of this video. But the most important thing to remember about this technique is that the next video you push people to needs to be relevant to the interests of the person watching the current video. And doing this also helps keep your entire channel very focused. It causes you to put your content into categories, and then hopefully those categories into playlists. So if you're a travel channel, those categories might be the different places you visit. If you're an art channel, maybe you have a whole category for painting and a whole category for sculpting. So someone who's watching a sculpting video probably isn't going to want to watch a painting video next. So you would invite them to watch the next sculpture video that you do. By now, I think you're starting to catch on to my strategy for getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. A lot of it just comes down to preparation and consistency in the type of content you make. Another thing you can do to prepare for getting more views and subscribers? Titles and thumbnails. And that brings us to step 4. You need to conceive these before you ever record your video. Knowing your title and thumbnail beforehand helps keep your video focused throughout, and has a lot of other benefits too, because it also